All right, so today we're going to be talking about McKinley's 10 tips for teachers. Tip number 1, build relationships. If you don't build relationships, it'll be a lot more difficult for you to be able to cover your curriculum, to teach what you want to teach. Once students know that you care, once you build those relationships with students, it'll be a lot easier, and the students will care about what you have to teach. Tip number 2, use flex seating. With flex seating, you're giving more voice and choice to your students. They'll be able to pick where they want to sit, they'll be able to pick a comfortable spot for them, and they'll be able to concentrate more on what they want to do. Tip number 3, use call and response. With call and response, you'll be able to get your students' attention quickly and without having to raise your voice.
Clap it up! Clap it up!
Tip number 4, formative assessment. You don't have to wait until the very end, in other words, using a summative assessment to assess your students. You'll be able to know where your students are at all times, and you'll be able to give the students the type of instruction that they need at that particular moment. Tip number 5, don't forget the arts. The arts should be integrated throughout your curriculum. You should be using them in math and science and language arts, but don't forget that it doesn't have to be limited to what you're teaching at that particular moment. Sometimes you just do the arts just to do them. You can have things such as plays, and you can do the arts just because the arts are important. Tip number 6, use the workshop model. With the workshop model, different students are working on different parts of the curriculum that they need to be working on for them to help them make progress. Tip number 7, the handshake. Shake your students' hands in the morning. It's a good way to get an idea of how your students are doing and to give your students a friendly greeting. Tip number 8, establish routines. When you establish routines in your classroom, students know exactly what they're going to do that day and how they need to do it. It'll help them move along throughout the day. Tip number 9, incorporate movement. It's difficult for students to be sitting at the same place, at the same desk for long periods of time. When you incorporate movement, it gets the body going, it gets the juices going, it helps the students learn.
Give me a beat!
And tip number 10, when you're doing your weekly planning, find a relaxing and comfortable place to do it.
You see, stereophonic sound for the home is recorded on 2 separate tracks, each one giving special emphasis to certain sections of the orchestra, as heard from those positions. Now, when played back simultaneously on 2 separate systems, the sounds are blended together to achieve a new dimension in sound impossible to obtain in a monaural recording.